into his 4th season in the Premier League with Leicester City, Belgium international Youri Tielemans is set to be on the move this summer. So with Mikel Arteta moving Arsenal into the 4-3-3 and in need of a new number 8 type of profile, are the Gunners set to pounce? What Mikel Arteta said today about William Saliba, and according to Fabrizio Romano, which winger are Arsenal preparing an offer for? Yo, what is going on, guys? My name is Bass14. Welcome yourselves back to your boys channel. I hope you guys are doing fantastic, and if you are, go down there and smash a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you are new, as we close into 80,000 subscribers. And let's get into that Arsenal news, and starting off with Leicester City's Youri Tielemans. I'm sick and tired talking about strikers. Let's talk about a central midfielder instead. During the course of the season, Mikel Arteta has transitioned Arsenal into the 4-3-3. Now, Martin Odegaard is tailor-made playing midfield 3, and likewise Thomas Partey now. But Granit Xhaka playing as a number 8, even though I respect the effort he's giving, he is simply not going to be our long-term solution to that number 8 position. And that's where enters Mr. Youri Tielemans. In January, according to Charles Watts, Arsenal had contacts with the agent of Youri Tielemans. Tielemans is a player that will only have 1 year left on his contract come the end of the season, and he has rejected all Leicester City contract proposals. And today you have a reliable report coming out of Belgium which claims that Arsenal have renewed their interest in Youri Tielemans. And as pointed out there, this was also a reliable source for the whole Albert Sambi Lokonga transfer saga, a Belgian player coming from the Belgium League. Quite clearly, this is a source that knows what it's talking about. Now, Youri Tielemans is a Premier League proven player, and he is a Leicester City superstar. You could argue that he is their best player. But talking about the price tag of this player, according to the reliable John Percy of The Telegraph, Youri Tielemans will be priced at around £25 million this summer by Leicester, as he only has 1 year left on his contract. He wants to play in the Champions League. A £25 million price tag for a player that is 24 turning 25, peak of his powers, Premier League proven, a Belgium international. There might be some defensive worries, but going forward you're getting a superstar in the making as a box-to-box number 8. Gives also an incisive play in that final third, that creativity, the final pass, and also those very important third man runs. To get that all for a price tag of £25 million, this is a very financially viable transfer for Arsenal Football Club. But as the report points out, the key here is going to be that UEFA Champions League footy, because Tielemans is a player that is going to be in demand, with reports claiming the likes of Real Madrid and Liverpool as also potential suitors. What's very interesting here is the fact that Tielemans' agent has already spoken with Arsenal Football Club, and what that tells me is that there's a connection already forming there, and Arsenal have expressed their interest. They like this player. I can understand why, because I see some fans that say Tielemans hasn't got the defensive work rate, but I think Arteta sees a player in Tielemans that he thinks he can make work in a box-to-box role. I don't think Tielemans has a lack of a work rate. I just think sometimes he isn't the most fit of players, so if Arsenal can give this guy a bit of a gym membership, give him some cheeky little vitamins and put him on a very decent diet, then Arsenal could have a very decent player on their hands. On-ball ability by adding Tielemans to our team alongside Martin Odegaard. Just think about the through balls in behind of Saka and Martinelli and whoever striker is making runs up behind. When you've got the passing ability of Youri Tielemans alongside Martin Odegaard, Arsenal could be potentially cooking. But at the same time, I understand the defensive frailties that some fans can't look past. So what do you guys make of Youri Tielemans? A price tag of reported £25 million. Is he a player that you guys would like to see Arsenal sign as a central midfielder? And if it isn't to be Mr. Youri Tielemans, then what other box-to-box number 8 profile do you guys have in mind? Keeping it in the Premier League, according to Fabrizio Romano, Rafinha is now in talks with Barcelona, but Arsenal have also asked for information about Rafinha. They are keeping tabs on the situation. They are preparing something, but everything will be up to the Champions League football. It's about the Champions League. So yesterday, Mr. Romano confirmed that Arsenal had interest in Rafinha, and now he claims that Arsenal might even make an offer. But once again, this transfer just doesn't make sense to me. Rafinha operates best as a right winger, a position that Arsenal already have the likes of Bukayo Saka in, and even Nicola Pepe. He would definitely improve the Arsenal squad depth, and I guess if you want to be a Champions League competitive team, to add that extra level of squad quality would give Arsenal the extra competitive edge they require to become a top club. And I must say, as an Arsenal fan that has also previously advocated the potential transfer of Serge Gnabry, another right winger, I'm not against Arsenal signing Rafinha, but ultimately for me this goes down to the Arsenal transfer budgets. If the Cronkies are giving Arteta this massive transfer budget where he can sign whatever players he wants, then why not take Rafinha? But ultimately this is in career mode, and even if Arsenal are to get that Champions League footy, we are still going to have to work under a budget, and within that budget Arsenal are going to have key priorities. You look at the centre forward, central midfield, a backup right back option. Even though I can kind of understand why Mikel Arteta Arteta wants a more decisive winger in that final third, I still have a very slight feeling that he is going to go to Barcelona instead. Do you think that Arsenal need a brand new winger? Moving on to William Saliba. Let's get on a flight, let's go to Marseille and let's talk about the Mbappe of centre back. Sorry I have to keep saying it, but you get the story. Mr. William Saliba on loan at Marseille, thriving there now, a full French international at just 21 years of age, a top centre back in the making, currently under contract at Arsenal Football Club, but there have been some doubts over his long-term Arsenal future, and the fact that he has now made a start for his country in France prior to making even an appearance for Arsenal just further emphasises that. And today we have quotes from the Arsenal manager Mikel Arteta saying, "We are really aware of what he is doing and how he is developing. He is our player and we are really happy with the decision that we made. He is getting minutes, exposure, responsibility and the growth. We are glad to see the way he's improving." To any Arsenal fans that think Saliba might not have a future at Arsenal Football Club, those quotes there might calm you guys down, with Arteta emphasising that Saliba is still an Arsenal player, saying that he's really happy for the player and the way that he's improved, and understanding that we are seeing a growth in William Saliba. On the other side, you also have Mikel Arteta justifying the plan that Arsenal have with William Saliba, and that is the reason why they loaned him out in the first place was to play first team minutes. At the start of the year, a lot of Arsenal fans were very concerned of why would Arsenal keep Rob Holding, loan out William Saliba, but the fact that Rob Holding has only made 9 appearances so far this season, if we had kept William Saliba, that is the amount of games that he would have played instead. Loaning out William Saliba to play first team minutes at a competitive team like Marseille, a team that is also in Europe, at a young age, experience and playing minutes is the most important thing. If Saliba does go on to fulfill his prophecy of one of the best young centre-backs in the world at Arsenal Football Club, we'll only look back at that season at Marseille and go, hang on a minute, that was very important there for him to go out there, gain the experience and grow as a centre-back. But with Arsenal already having Benjamin White and Gabriel, I've seen a few fans argue, why would Saliba want to come back to Arsenal and play second fiddle when he's already starting week in week out at a club like Marseille? But for me, what I have to say is, why can't you have 3 good centre-backs in the same squad? The prime example is Man City themselves. These guys have got Laporte, Diaz and John Stones, all centre-backs over the price tag of £50 million, and that's forgetting they also spent up to £40 million on Nathan Ake as well. So for an Arsenal team whose ambition is to get to that sort of level in the long term, having 3 top centre-backs like Saliba, Gabriel and Ben White, it gives Arsenal that competitive squad to compete on all fronts and go for the big trophies. Which out of those 2 centre-backs do you guys think is going to be a long-term centre-back partnership? Moving on to our goalkeeper in Aaron Ramsdale. Aaron Ramsdale is rated 50-50 for Arsenal's Premier League return at Crystal Palace on Monday. The fitness level Ramsdale shows when Arsenal return to training over the weekend is set to determine whether he is deemed ready. Yes, Bert Leno kept a clean sheet against Aston Villa, and in terms of the goalkeeping side of it, the saves, the coming for crosses, he was decent. But playing out the back in the second half, Leno once again showed Arsenal fans he isn't at the level of Aaron Ramsdale, with all due respect. For me, Crystal Palace are a better team than Aston Villa, especially in the build-up phase, the pressing side of things. Having Aaron Ramsdale's confidence and assurance playing out the back against a very decent pressing team like Crystal Palace is going to be very important, especially when it comes to playing away from home. If Ramsdale was to miss this game, do you guys trust Bernd Leno? But what about Bukayo Saka? Well, according to Arteta, Bukayo is feeling good and he's hopefully going to train today. So on a more positive side of things, Arsenal most likely are going to have their star boy number 7 available for this game, and the fact that he wasn't on the international break with England, it has given Saka time to recuperate, recover, properly rest. Hopefully he's recharged them batteries, and fingers crossed shows the Premier League his levels once again. And on the final bit of team news, Arteta on Takehiro Tomiyasu says, I think he will be close. He's been training more and more. He'll be joining some sessions this week, so let's see how his injury is. With no over-exaggeration, this would be gargantuan, because Crystal Palace are fantastic out wide, whether it's Zaha or Elise or even Odsonne Edouard, and they also have overlapping fullbacks, so Arsenal are going to have to be on the A game defensively. So to do that, if you have a player the quality of Tomiyasu available, it will only allow Arsenal to lock down that right hand side. But what's your own thoughts going into that Crystal Palace game? Saka and Tomiyasu back, but Ramsdale is a doubt. Do you guys have the confidence that Arsenal can go to Selhurst Park, make it 6 away wins in a row, and collect all 3 points? Moving on to the other Arsenal news today, and starting off with some breaking news coming out of the Premier League. As the Premier League confirmed, from next season, clubs will be permitted to use 5 substitutions, to be made on 3 occasions during a match, with an additional opportunity at half time, with 9 substitutions being named on the team sheet. I'm actually a massive fan of this rule change, and that's because for a team like Arsenal, with the quality we already have in the first team and the level of youngsters that we have, if we make our squad that little bit better over the majority majority of the Premier League gives Arsenal a far bigger advantage. If Arsenal as expected are a team fighting in European football, we're going to have a far massive squad compared to your ordinary Crystal Palaces, Aston Villas. And you then add that to the excellence that Arsenal have coming through the academy and the extra tactical changes that Mikel Arteta will now be able to make. We might see a lot more of that whole emergency Rob holding 5 at the back protocol if need be going into next season. But what do you guys make of the rule change for next season, 3 subs to 5 subs? Do you think this will give Arsenal an advantage? Mikel Arteta speaking on Santi Cazorla joining his coaching staff. I haven't discussed anything with Santi, he's still playing. I don't know what he wants to do, but I'm sure it will be related to football because I know him very well. I spoke with him on my birthday, but we didn't discuss that. Oh, Santi Cazorla, one of my all-time favourite Arsenal players. What a player, que jogador. And as he now enters the final years of his playing career, there are more and more whispers coming out behind the scenes that Santi Cazorla might come back to Arsenal and join Mikel Arteta's coaching staff. Just imagine the likes of Emil Smith-Rowe and Martin Odegaard under the tutelage of a player like Santi Cazorla. But do you guys want to see Santi Cazorla return to Arsenal as a first team coach? And finally, an exclusive via Sami Mokbel of the Daily Mail claims that Tottenham and Arsenal have been advised by the Premier League that they are planning for the game to be rescheduled for the week of beginning of May 9th. Long story short, what you have here is all the TV companies, they see an opportunity here. The North London derby is always massive, but this one in particular, top 4 could be on the line. So technically speaking, the later that this game gets rescheduled, the more massive it's going to be for the TV. But for Arsenal's sake, we can't allow that to become an opportunity because we have enough winnable games prior to it to have that Champions League footy signed, sealed and delivered even before we play this North London derby. But it's also worth pointing out that if this game is played in that May 9th week, it will be in between Arsenal's game against Leeds at home and Newcastle away. Whereas in Tottenham's case, they will have to go to Anfield and play a title competing Liverpool prior to the game against Arsenal. But what do you guys make of the Premier League potentially rescheduling the North London derby towards the end of the season? Are you for it or are you against it? But that is the video there and there, so hopefully if you guys have enjoyed, make sure to go down there and smash a like, and also do subscribe to the channel if you are new. If you would like to follow your boy on them social medias, then the links will be down below in the description. But that was all of the latest Arsenal news today, so I hope you guys have enjoyed and been informed as always, and much love for the love that you guys show on a daily basis. You guys are the real MVPs. Anyways, I'll see you next time, take care of yourselves, and in a bit.